Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you've ever looked at German grammar and felt like you were staring at a totally scrambled puzzle, well, you're in exactly the right place today. We're going to reframe this whole thing right here, right now. Because honestly, German grammar, it isn't some terrifying problem you just have to suffer through. It's actually a remarkably logical code. And together, in this explainer, we're going to crack it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet the actors. Second, we'll look at the action mechanism. Third, we're cracking the U code. And finally, the masterpiece. By the end of these 4 steps, I promise you'll be confidently introducing yourself.
All right, step 1. Let's meet the actors, German subject pronouns.
Think of language kind of like a stage play, right? Before any story gets told, you need your actors ready on stage. In grammar, a subject pronoun is simply a word that tells us exactly who is performing the action. You know, words like I, you, he, she, it. They basically stand in for a noun so we aren't constantly repeating names. It's literally the most basic building block we have.
So here's our complete toolkit, our entire cast of actors mapped out. We've got ich for I and du for the informal you. Then sie, es for he, she, and it. Moving over to the plurals, we've got wir for we, ihr for you guys, and sie for they. Oh, and notice that capitalized Z at the very bottom? That is the formal you. So this comprehensively covers all our bases: singular, plural, formal, and informal. Like, look at the top example. Ich wohne in Accra. I live in Accra. The pronoun ich is our main actor here.
Moving on to step 2, the action mechanism, present tense verbs. Now, having actors is great, but obviously they need to actually do things. In German, giving them action relies on this incredibly satisfying, simple formula. And this brilliantly illustrates how it isn't about memorizing total chaos, it's just a visual 2-step manufacturing procedure. Step 1, take a regular German verb, which almost always ends in n, and just slice off that n to find what we call the stem. Step 2, add the correct ending based on which actor is performing the action. It's literally exactly like snapping Lego blocks together.
Let's actually look closely at those Lego pieces. The endings change based on the actor. I for ich, st for du, and te for sie, es. For our plurals, wir, the formal sie, and plural sie all take an n, while ihr takes a te. So, if we take the verb wohnen, to live, and slice off the n, we get the stem wohn. If I am living somewhere, I just snap on the I to get ich wohne. If you are living somewhere, I snap on the st for du wohnst. It's incredibly systematic, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this matrix is seeing how this exact formula unlocks 6 super useful everyday verbs all at once: to learn, to make, to work, to live, to come, and to be called. Just scan horizontally across that ich row. Ich lerne, mache, arbeite, wohne. They literally all perfectly end in I. Now look down at the wir row. They all end in ien. The pattern holds perfectly. And once you see this, you can apply this logic to almost any regular verb. Total game changer.
All right, step 3, cracking the U code, the many faces of you.
Look, I know the absolute hardest part of German for English speakers is the sheer number of ways to just say you. It's a lot, but let's contrast the informal options so we can crack this code. Du wohnst in Accra. You use du when you're talking to exactly one person you know well. Meanwhile, ihr wohnt in Accra is the exact same level of informality, but it's the plural partner. You use it when talking to several friends at once. Making this abstract difference completely concrete clears up so much beginner confusion.
And honestly, to make spotting and using the plural you guys even easier out in the wild, here is a highly actionable cheat code. The pronoun ihr normally takes a verb ending in a t. Ihr lernt, ihr macht, ihr kommt. Whenever you address a group of friends, just think ihr and add a t to your verb stem. It's a fantastic mental shortcut for sure.
Okay, but here is where German throws a notorious little trick question at us. If you see the word sie at the very beginning of a written sentence with a capital S, is it the formal you? Is it she? Or is it they? Remember, German capitalizes the first word of every sentence anyway. So that capital S doesn't automatically give away the answer. How do we know which actor is actually on stage?
Well, you kind of have to be a bit of a linguistic detective. So, the crucial point is, capitalization alone just isn't enough. To solve the C mystery, you always check the verb ending attached to it. If it means she, the verb ends in a t, like sie lernt. If it means formal you or they, the verb ends in en, like see learnin'. From there, you just use the conversation context to decode if they are talking about a group over there or addressing you formally. Check the verb, solve the mystery.
And that brings us to step 4, the masterpiece, introducing yourself.
Okay, we now have all our necessary building blocks, and it is time to assemble the final puzzle. Take a look at this polished introduction from Amma. Hallo, ich heiße Amma. Ich komme aus Ghana und wohne in Accra. Ich arbeite als Lehrerin und lerne Deutsch. This basically translates to, hello, I am called Amma. I come from Ghana and live in Accra. I work as a teacher and learn German. It sounds super fluid and authentic, right? This is a complete real-world application of everything we've just decoded. Let's move to and see how this builds, because when we break down her masterpiece, it's not intimidating at all. Since she is the actor, she uses the subject pronoun ich repeatedly, and because she uses ich, she flawlessly applies the e verb ending rule every single time. She literally took the stems of 5 highly useful verbs and just snapped that e onto the end of every single one. Heiße, komme, wohne, arbeite, lerne. Her beautifully complex-sounding sentences, they're just our simple visual formulas doing exactly what they are supposed to do.
And that is the true power of understanding the structure behind the language. You don't have to just blindly memorize a rigid phrasebook, you just have to use the formula. So, using the building blocks we just learned, how would you introduce yourself in German? Seriously, mentally plug your own details in right now. Take the pronoun ich, find the stem of your verb, and snap an e on the end. You've officially cracked the code of German verbs. But this is really just the beginning. Think about it. If the hardest parts of grammar are really just visual puzzles waiting to be solved, what other linguistic codes are out there waiting for you to crack them next?